Yo, yo, yo.
Yo,
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
It's episode 7.
7.
Yo, it's episode 7.
Get
yo.
it?
We've been pushing through, making it happen, and
It's
today,
been fun.
and it has been fun.
It's definitely been fun.
I hope you caught the last episode. It was, what we talked about on the last episode, right?
It was superficial.
Superficial,
Yeah.
right? So,
Figuring out difference between like basically superficial versus true self,
you know,
which was a very, very great conversation, and I think that was very profound.
Yeah.
Had a lot of gems in it.
yeah.
Shit, I learned from it.
Definitely go back and watch that one.
If you haven't, yeah.
If you haven't, and make sure you stay tuned, because this right here, in my opinion, they're just getting better and better, So today we are talking about bounce back.
Bounce back.
Bounce back. We all have those emotional setbacks, those money setbacks, financial, physical setbacks, whatever that setback may be.
Bounce back.
You got to bounce back. It's not the end of the world, and it's not over. No matter how hard it can be. And
Look at all I know is when you bounce back, do your shit.
You know?
Did. Shout out to Westside McFly.
Yeah.
That's him. Y'all gotta go check him out.
Featured artist.
Definitely go check him out. He on all platforms. We'll have his just like we did with King Milo. We'll have all of his stuff.
Right there at the
in the
bottom.
description. So yeah, rock
For
with
sure.
us.
All right, let's hop into it. I really want to start off by sparking this right here.
Free boss.
Let me tell y'all, I had such a long day today, and I am really, I really, I'm practicing what I'm preaching. Bounce back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll probably share with you guys in another video what actually happened on today, but
Nah, I think you should just give it to him, man. Might as well just give it to him.
well, a quick little story, so my granddad, like I said, I take care of them, and help them out a lot, and it's just been recent, this past like month or two, that I've been really involved, because before then they were pretty much self-sufficient, had some other help, Came around, my granddad fell out the bed, y'all, about 2 months ago, and broke his whole hip, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, this whole side of the leg, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was already broke from being, like, it had already been fixed from being in a car accident. It had already been shattered and healed. And then he fell on it, this maybe 10 years later, So, he's been home from the nursing home a couple of days, and it was rough. He wasn't used to everything, all the differences, me having to help him, take baths and things of that nature, and go to the bathroom and stuff like that. And today, he kind of fell ill again, and we really don't know what's going on, but he's back in the hospital. I am in transition right now. I am moving from Los Angeles to Detroit tomorrow. So, in the midst of all of this, moving from one location to the next, my family's going through what they're going through. I'm going through what I'm going through on my personal, in addition to, what I'm dealing with my family, in addition to me moving, but it's really nothing, to complain about. It's nothing that, I'm really, saying like, oh, this is just terrible, I'm just saying, like, when you have a lot of things going on in your life and, they're beyond you, things that you just can't help, it can be emotionally draining, physically draining, and especially, you know, when there are other people involved, like family, and they might not see, you know, your perspective or where you've been or what you've been doing, and
Yeah.
you know, they have the things that they've been working on. So, you know, it creates communication gaps and perception gaps and all of those things, you know, that if we're not mature enough to identify, where, you know, we can fall into the trap of not being conscious or sensitive to someone else's situation based off of the high emotion around us, you
Yeah.
know. So, you know, that's really what's been going on in my life, you know, in the present. But it's all about the bounce back, you know, and how resilient you truly choose to be, how graceful you choose to make your resilience. And that's really important. Um, it's about how you honor others and how you honor yourself and the way that you want to respect the situation and how you maneuver. And that's just something that I've been practicing and learning myself. I'm not perfect at it by any means.
Yeah.
Man, it was I mean, I get close to snapping. I think we all get close to snapping. I have snapped in the past, you know.
Yep.
But it's about, you know, when you get to a certain maturity level, like, I can't be out here just snapping with kids and, you know, like, I can't do that, you know, because it's not about me no more, you know. So I just have to be resilient and make sure I bounce back. You got any bounce back stories, man?
Oh yeah, man. Like, I mean, I got a ton of bounce back stories.
Right?
But I mean, just bouncing back. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, you know, especially if you're going through a lot. But I realize that as long as you stay true to yourself, you know, that as long as you stay true to self and not superficial, at that point in time, you can literally bounce back from everything.
So look, I want to tap into that. Meaning, staying true to yourself can also can mean staying true to your superficial nature, because that's something that you picked up that is yours. So, but staying true to your true self is the way that you were originally created before you had all the learned behavior of the trauma or experiences in life.
Yeah. 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 And I think that so well, I mean, I guess that I guess you could say my biggest bounce back story was the breakup. Like, I know I done bring it up like fucking 7 times already. But I mean, honestly, I feel like that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Right? I never actually bounced. Like, I had like small bounce backs, but I had so much piling up on me throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? Through just the relationship that I have with my pops, you know what I'm saying? The relationship that I have with my moms, just the relationships that I've had, period, you know, with family, friends, excuse me, significant others. Shit, nigga, even with the hood, like, you know, like, cause that's a relationship in itself. But you know, like, there's been small, like, little ignorances. I ain't gonna even like say like I've bounced back from all of them, because sometimes, you know, I felt like if I ignored them, it'll go away, right? So what ended up actually happened was basically all of this shit came crashing down at one time, right? When, you know, when we broke up, and it just wasn't.
Usually happens.
It just wasn't things that I was dealing with her. It was literally everything just came crashing down. You know what I'm saying? And that bounce back was so amazing because I've been in the best place I've ever been. Mentally, spiritually, physically I'm getting back there. Physically I'm getting back there. But honestly, I could say physically, yeah, because even when I was like fit, like I felt like it was superficial. because I was eating all the wrong shit that I wasn't supposed to be eating. I was working out twice as hard to combat what I was eating, so I was breaking even, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was stagnant, and I didn't know how to push past that stagnation.
Yeah.
Right? So with this bounce back, I've learned how to realize when I'm stagnant, figure out what's keeping me stagnant, and then what I need to do to propel myself to the next level.
So what I heard was that you found a process to deal with the things that come for you or negativity rather than ignore the negativity itself. You found a way to actually face the negativity and go through it, and that's what I was gonna say. I can say from, you know, being around this cat that he goes through a lot of things. Man, just, you know, and that's important to develop your process of how you process negativity. You know, how do you bounce back from negativity, anything negative in your life, you know? How do you not allow those, you know, sometimes it's hard to shake, you know, something happens and you like, I don't even want to be mad. And I just, you know, I can't even, man, I'm just trying to get this off of me, you know? And it's really about, you know, taking that time and understanding that, one, if you don't want to feel a way, then that feeling is actually intruding, and you can tell it to go.
Yeah.
Because it's intruding.
Yeah.
And secondly, that if you don't allow this thing to set root in you, then it's on you, but not in you.
Yeah.
So if you actually take time and solace yourself and go in you and true self and reapproach a situation rather than allowing the air around you. A lot of times what'll happen is we don't understand, like, even our breath. The air around us will allow, like how you go to some neighborhoods and you feel a type of way, but you cross the street and you feel a complete type of way and you're not from either one of those neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the air. And it's about knowing the air that you're in and knowing how to process that air in your emotionally.
Yeah.
And I think that once we realize that a lot of physical things around us, natural physical things, affect our spiritual, emotional, and mental state, and that because a lot of people go from one extreme to the next rather than connecting the two, we'll be able to really fluidly move past that. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they're real good at physically moving past things. Like mentally, I can move past something, but emotionally, I'm still jacked up. Or emotionally, I can move on from something, but mentally, I got this guard or way that I do things now because of my emotional numbness. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we actually take the time to heal and say, I'm not going to, you know, hold on to, but I'm gonna really release this negativity. You know, don't suck it in. Breathe.
Yeah.
And allow that to be your release. You know, and it'll really, you know, make a difference in your process, I believe.
I also think that you also have to know when you breathing, right? Because I know there's times, you know, where I've gotten upset and I'm sitting here like I'm breathing, you know what I'm saying? I'm upset, I'm breathing, but I'm not really breathing. You know what I'm saying? It's more like you gotta be aware of the breath that you take in.
You gotta let the air go to your brain and not just to your lungs.
Yeah, facts. I mean, but once you do that, I think that actually just brings clarity, and calmness within the situation, And it's so funny that I had a small little bounce back the other day, man. I ain't gonna even lie, right? Um, I was talking to my folks, and I was real calm. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's so funny because this situation has come up a lot, right? Where we having a conversation, and something might get said that one person doesn't agree with, right? Or that's basically what happened. Um, and the other person's voice elevated. Excuse me. I actually my voice start elevating, right? But then I had realized, so I had took a breath. I'm like, oh, hold on. I told the person, hold on. Let me calm down.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really get up. I didn't even really get loud. But I at that point in time, because I took that breath, I was able to analyze the situation. You know what I'm saying? And see, like, okay, I am getting too loud. They're loud, okay, but I have to control me. And within controlling me, which actually allows me to control the situation to a certain extent, because what actually happens is the energy gets reciprocated. If the person keeps yelling at me and I keep talking calm to that person, eventually that person is gonna calm down.
Mm-hmm.
But what usually happens is the person keeps yelling and we lose our calmness. We start taking those short breaths
Mm-hmm.
instead of actually taking the breaths that go to the brain to actually, you know what I'm saying, use the wisdom and the knowledge that we've had from the past, from everything that we've done, everything that we've dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
And with me being able to say, yo, hold on, let me calm down, that was that small bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And I think that we need to also appreciate and realize the small bounce backs. You see what I'm saying? And not just only the big bounce backs, because if we only look at the big bounce backs, we're not going to see what we've come from, and then we'll revert back to what we've come from.
That really sounds like a huge bounce back, bro. I mean, it might have been a small situation, but the actual bounce back was not in the. It was in the emotional intelligence, like the growth in emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we you have to like take the time to actually think in those couple of seconds and how to process, and then it happened, and then it changed, and that's like a huge bounce back, not just for you, but like for a whole generation. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, these bounce backs really aren't, like, for the person to be like, I really could care less about, bouncing back. I'm like really just chilling. I really, for the person who has given up, you know what I'm saying? It's really not about, us, because I've been in a place where, I was cool with just, this it, and I wasn't there long, but I definitely know what that feels like, you know what I'm saying? And for that person, it's just all about, like, understanding it's not just for you.
Yeah.
It's a whole people who need to see where from here to here, and that display of emotional intelligence is, people need to see that, bro.
Yeah.
People need to see that, bro, because we don't even see it on TV. You know what I'm saying? We don't see it in our media. We don't see it in,
We see retaliation.
We see emotional wittiness. We see a lot of emotional wittiness.
And that emotional wittiness actually be like spitefulness. They be like, I'm trying to cut your ass. Ooh.
Most of our media does not teach emotional intelligence. It just, it's a lot of emotional chaos, but it's a great story.
Yeah. because it allows for a bigger bounce back. And I think that you know, get ready. I think we need to get ready for the bounce back. I think the time is coming. And just, you know, stay aware. Just look inward, you know, whenever you do feel lost, and just know that that bounce back is very, very near, you know. So we appreciate y'all tuning in with us once again.
It's episode 7.
That's right. We catch y'all episode 8. Peace.